Hey, another race review. So I did the Bouncing Buns 7K. It's like 8 hours after I just did it. I'll go into a review about like the after experience. So race review. This morning I woke up at 7:30. Drove an hour and 15 minutes to Palmerton, PA. It was a resort called Sunny Rest Resort. It's a nudist resort, clothing optional, and they hosted a 7K called Bouncing Buns. And so it was 4.2 something miles, 7 kilometers. Get there, a little bit out of my element. I've never really done this type of environment before, but you just jump out and you're in it, and nobody's looking. People are not really stealing peaks, but it's just more of nobody really cares. It's I'm here, I'm exposed, you're exposed, whatever. You just do it. So we get to the starting line. This older guy, is like giving the announcements. He's explaining the course and all that, and he says, the number one rule in trail running is if you don't see a turn, don't take it. So I kind of took that to heart. And another thing was, if you get lost, don't blame the course markers. It's your own fault. Kind of another thing. And so it's just like, okay, whatever. I'm up alone on the course line. Just like, okay, run your race. Be concentrated on your race. And just kind of talking to everybody. Seems like I'm going to win it. First mile was like 5:30 or whatever. Just, I'm out in first. Alone. Nude. Nobody even close. You're not even really worrying about it. No slappage. Everybody kind of worries about slappage and shit, but that doesn't exist. So you run your race, and you mentioned something about a lollipop. So you run a loop inside the resort on the paved road. So that's where I wanted to gain a lead, versus running on the trail and gaining a lead. And then once we got into the course, there was this loop we went into, and then you're supposed to. I saw it said follow the pink trail. Followed the pink trail, which was like these little dots and trees and ribbons and shit. And then once we got down to the bottom, it got to the main road of the resort, and there's no lines, there's no chalk, there's no flower, no dummy lines, nothing. And then it's just like, okay, well, where do we go? And then after about 5 minutes, another runners catch up to us. It's like, you screwed up. We have to go back and do the lollipop, which is just like this up and around and then back. So kind of like what we did in high school. So it's kind of like this course. 2 laps, but just 1 lap. So you have to do a lollipop. Up, circle, back. And so we did that. I did that. I realized I fucked up. I'm getting passed by people that have already done the lollipop correctly. And it's like, well, you're not going to win, obviously. So I do a lollipop. I'm passing people, just kind of surprising them, just because I'm a really fast guy going by these people that don't expect somebody fast, just passing them back quickly. So I just passed them, and it's just like, just run your race. You're not getting first. It sucks, but whatever. I ended up getting 25th, running like 39:23, which is like 7-minute pace because of thumb in my ass time, I like to call it, just because once we got down to the bottom of the hill, second place guy caught up to me. I said, hey, you go left, I'll go right. If I see a course marker, I'll holler. If you see something, you holler. But we're both going in the wrong direction. So basically it was, you're supposed to go around, then take a left, do the lollipop, come back, and then take the now right. I just took the right, and I almost finished the course, but instead I just said, screw it, I gotta go back and do the course correctly, or just do it some way, just do the lollipop. I ended up running 1.2 miles extra, so I was disappointed. The only request, the announcer just kind of explained, like, you screwed up, and it's like, yeah, I know I screwed up. The only request I made was to, like other people, was just have a volunteer at the turn, because as soon as I came back to the trailhead, I saw this turn that says, oh, you're supposed to go to the lollipop. But I didn't see that. When you're in first, you get like tunnel vision and you're not really paying attention. So I would just prefer in the future that they have somebody at the head that says, go left, do the lollipop, and then once you're done, they come back and it's like, okay, now you go right. Versus nobody's there. It's like, and they didn't have a course map. That was the second thing. It's like, if you get lost, it's your own fault. But it's like, 80% of the fault is on me, but 20% is on the race director not having a map, and then it's marked, but people mess things up. If you have a volunteer there, it's not going to happen. So, course was a kind of sucky. I ended up, so they had the award ceremony down at the pool, and it's at a resort, so there's like 100 people there in the buff. And you just don't notice after a while. It's just like its own thing. You just don't really give a care. But anyways, they gave me a trophy. Kind of neat. They gave the first place trophy. Whatever. I would have blown the doors off, but it's like they ran the correct course. They did the proper time. I messed up. Just because I would have beat them, they still did the course correctly, so they get first. I was fine with that. Just give it to them. They ended up giving me a female 68 and plus trophy. They gave me this. Here, you can check it out. Female, bouncing buns, first place 68 and up. Just because of my poor eyesight. I was happy to get something. I knew I would have won, but c'est la vie. It is what it is. The plus side was you get a full day at the resort. And you get to hang out with people. You get to hang out at the pool. There's volleyball. There's like a volleyball court in the pool and on the court. There is a nightclub. If you stick around, I'm just gonna head home, call it a day. I've been here like almost 8 hours total. But you get the whole shindig. It's pretty neat, and you just kind of hang out. You don't. If it's something you've never done before and you're kind of nervous about, I'd recommend that you do it, just because you only live once, YOLO, but you only live once, and it's a unique experience, and I had a great time. I didn't have a great race, but I had a great time. So, yeah, Bouncing Bun 7K, I would say definitely make sure they have a volunteer and ask for a course map. If they don't, be cautious, but yeah. Yo. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up, but pretty fun. Definitely check it out. Definitely try it out. Bye.